You're dieting, you're exercising and doing everything right, and all of a sudden the scale just will not budge. Does that sound familiar? We've all hit plateaus in our weight loss journey, but what if I told you it's actually a good thing? At my fitness studio at Growing Younger, we help people over the age of 40 lose, on average, about 20 kilos or 44 pounds. I've personally lost 20 kilos and I've kept that off for 16 years. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why a plateau is a good thing and 2 simple strategies for you to bust through that plateau and get to your goal weight. So first of all, what is a plateau? Okay, now plateau, in my experience over the last 10 years anyway, is where your weight flatlines for about 4 weeks. Because, and I say flatline, I mean it fluctuates like maybe a kilo, half a kilo up and down for 4 weeks at a time. That is a plateau, okay? If it plateaus for a week, it isn't really a plateau in my opinion. It's 4 weeks of sustained same weight, for 4 weeks. Now, the thing of it is, the reason why it's so good is that because a lot of people want to actually maintain their body weight. They want to be able to get to a weight and maintain it. So when you hit a plateau, it just means that the calories you expend and the calories you take in are now the same. So for you to lose, say, 10 kilos before you hit a plateau, you've been doing some things right. You've been maybe exercising. You've been controlling your diet a little bit better. So you may understand how many calories you're eating. You may understand how many calories you're burning. And that is a great thing. So when you get to that plateau now, you've learned how to maintain your weight for about a month, which is a really good skill to have. So for me, after losing like 20 kilos and keeping it off for 16 years, my weight fluctuates 2 kilos, okay, I get across the course of a year maybe. And that is a good thing. I've learned to maintain my weight. And that's a skill that many, many people don't have. Tell me, like, how many people do you know that have lost a whole bunch of weight and kept it off for years and years and years, okay? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. There aren't that many. And over the course of my 16 years, there are very few people that have been able to do that, okay, which is pretty cool. Now, when I say a plateau is good, it just means that you are learning how to maintain your weight. That is why it's a good thing, all right? And the thing of it is, what got you to your goal weight is not going to get it. What got you to this plateau is not going to get you to your goal weight. That is super important to understand. And the thing of it is, let's just say you've lost 10 kilos, all right? If you want to lose another 10 kilos, there's only a couple of ways to do that. You actually need to either increase your output for exercise or you need to decrease your calories from food. That is really the only 2 options you have. Because the thing of it is, a really good example, a 70 kilogram person eats less than a 100 kilogram person. So at the moment, your diet and your exercise that got you to your plateau is exactly what you need to maintain your weight at that weight level. To be able to get past that plateau, you need to do a little bit extra. Now, this is really interesting. So what you've got here is that this is the original deficit. You've been exercising and you've been dieting and you've lost 10 kilos. So this was what happened to my clients. Super frustrated. I've been doing this and I'm stuck at this level. Good, you're maintaining. That is the absolute key. To get to this bit though, there are 2 things, which I just mentioned, this exercise and this nutrition to get you to the next bit. Because what took you to this line will not take you to this line. You have to do more, okay, or do it better. Okay, that's important to understand. And once you get to that, it's like you start to learn so much about the weight loss process, about how your body reacts to things, and that is such a good thing, okay? It's such a good learning curve, and I believe that this weight loss plateau is fantastic. And I want to use the analogy to try and make a little bit sense of saving money, right? Let's just say you earn $100 per week, and your expenses are $90. You're able to save $10 per week, okay? So, like, you might save that money, but if you want to save more money, you can't do that unless you either earn more or you lower your expenses to create more of a leftover, right? It's the same with your diet and the same with your exercise. You can't just continue to do the same thing forever and ever and get a different result. It's impossible, right? So what we're talking about here, something I really want to drive home to you as well, is that it is always a calorie balance. It's the calories that you eat and the calories that you burn. And if you're at a plateau, it means they're now matched and equal. A lot of people are overweight. Think about it. When you were overweight before you lost the weight, your weight was probably the same. And it was because the amount of food that you ate and the amount of activity you did, if any, just matched out and it just kept you thin. As soon as you started to eat better and exercise more, your weight started to come down because it's related to the energy input and the energy output. To create a calorie deficit, it means you lose some weight, okay? Now, when I say there's 2 ways to get through this, this plateau is very, very simple, okay? And this is what it comes down to. It's your input and your output. Okay, so what is output? Output is the amount of calories that you expend. So if you're going to the gym maybe 3 times a week, or you're doing some cardio a couple of times a week, then you need to increase the output, because all you need to do is create up to about 500 calorie deficit through exercise and nutrition to create 0.5 kilo per week of weight loss, okay, which is very straightforward. So what do? Output. Well, you figure out what you're doing right now is maintaining. So it could be gym or cardio, so you do a little bit more. So let's just say at the moment you do 30 minutes of walking every single day. Now you increase that to 40 minutes per walking every single day. That extra 10 minutes may burn you an extra 100 to 120 calories off, depending on your size. Over the course of a week, that might be 700 to 900 extra calories that you burn off from doing that extra walk. Or if you're really time poor, you could, in that same 30-minute time frame that you have, you could go faster. So a really good example, in 1 hour, if I run, I can burn off nearly 1,000 calories, okay? But if I walk for the same hour, I burn off 400 calories. So I can sometimes go, well, I'm going to go for a run because I want to burn off more calories, okay? So the harder you work, the more calories that you expend. So they're the two things that you do. And all you're looking to do is burn an extra 100 to 150 calories off, like, per walk or per exercise thing that you do. The next thing is input. Now, input is always easier in terms of time and leverage because it doesn't take time to eat less, okay, or make a better choice. And a good example would be you could have a handful of peanuts, which is 200 calories, and it's only 30 grams, small. Or you could have an apple, which is 120 grams for 89 calories or 100 calories, okay? So it's half the calories for 3 times the volume. And by making that one switch out, you're going to save yourself maybe 100 calories. And if you found 2 other food items that you could do the same, it could be instead of using olive oil, you use spray oil, or it could be swap in beef for chicken breast or something. You're going to save those calories to do it. And that's going to be so much easier for you because it doesn't take a huge amount of effort. It just makes you need to understand your calories that you're eating, okay? So once you understand that principle, that plateau is super, super easy. You just got to choose one of those or 2 of those things and you're going to be on your way again. And then once you hit the plateau again, congratulations, because not only are you learning how to lose weight now, you're also learning how to maintain your weight. So when you get to the weight that you actually want to get to, you've learned the skills of how to maintain it because you've been through the plateaus. That is why I love plateaus. Now, if you were the other way around, you put weight on, it means you don't understand how the process works. But the mere fact you've hit a plateau and you've lost weight, now you know what's going on, okay? So I just wanted to share with you why I think a plateau is a good thing, despite it being frustrating. I've been in myself so many times. I understand what it is like, but you just got to talk yourself off that cliff. And what I recommend you do is just sit on the plateau, and if it's a plateau for more than a month, then it's a plateau. So my client, what I talked about earlier on, what happened with her was she got into a plateau, she hit it for 2 weeks, kept doing exactly the same thing, and the weight went down again because your body was settling. It was just adjusting to the new sort of weight point and the exercise and everything else, and then it'll drop down again, which tends to happen. So that's why I like it to be a month long before I call it a plateau, because sometimes your body is just adjusting. So that was my video. I hope you understood the concept and understand the idea and how it works. If you have any questions, or leave a comment down below, I'd love to answer them and get stuck into this topic. I absolutely love it. And like I said, there's no crazy question, no stupid question. So leave a comment down below, let me know. There's a video up in the top corner there, which I think you may like. So jump in there, have a look, and I will see you on the next video.